Hello!
Hey guys.
Schmid family.
We just want to make a quick video of just kind of an update on what we're doing. We have a big change coming up. It's already started, but we just wanted to kind of take you through the process and let you guys know what we're feeling and what we're doing. I don't know, you want to start?
No, you go. This is like the process right here.
Yeah, alright, well, I mean, it kind of goes back to why we came to Kansas City, because I felt the Lord calling me to Kansas City. This is before we were even married. He had told me it'd be kind of a launching pad into what's next, and also one for the leadership here, which, now looking back, it's like gained a ton from the leaders here, and learned a ton from them, and also now seeing our future, a little bit more of our future, it has been a launching pad into that. And so, yeah, just a lot of you guys know, but it's kind of been just serving, at least for me, being here on base, doing a lot of serving, people around us, whether it's being on maintenance or with the gym or whatnot, and just kind of waiting for the Lord to bring something in, knowing that He would in His time. But yeah, so that's kind of where I was at the last couple of years. Christina kind of has her own. She was with Island Breeze, and then we both were for a little bit, but you can kind of explain.
Well, then after we got married, we finished my commitment, and then I
finished my commitment too.
Yeah.
So we both finished around
April? No.
No, last summer.
Yeah.
Sometime.
So from then until now has kind of been feeling that something's changing, feeling that the season is going to be different, and not knowing what it is, but like still serving the community. Charlie in maintenance. I've been helping out in the coffee shop and learning how to be a mom. And
yeah.
So it's just been this season of waiting, but expectant that God is gonna lead us in His timing.
We felt the transition for sure. Transition coming up, and we were praying a ton about like, okay, what's next? Whether that be going back into a job, kind of moving somewhere in that direction, or whether that's staying more long-term missions. That was always kind of our prayer. I'm like, okay, God, open up doors, close doors, which kind of leads us to our next point, which is we are actually leaving Kansas City, and we are moving a couple different places. But yeah, we're first moving back to Minnesota. We're staying... Okay. No, I take that back. We are going to Minnesota, but for a brief time because we were transitioning actually to Kona, Hawaii, and serving with the YWAM base there in a ministry called Respect the Corners. That kind of came from my visit out to Kona in January, which we were praying about kind of God opening the door or closing the door. So I went out there. I have a friend who works with Respect the Corners, which is the CrossFit ministry. I went out there kind of to check things out. It initially was going to be just a visit to visit them, but then it kind of became like, okay, God, this could be a possibility for our family.
Yeah, it's either a door opening right now or a door shut.
Yeah, so kind of going out there with God expecting, anything, and just looking for Him to show us something, which He did. When I was out there, God spoke to me a ton about just even the ministry through the people there, but that's kind of our next move, and I was really impacted by what they were doing, and we'll share a little bit more about that towards the end. But yeah, that is our next step.
We're moving to Kona!
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and there's been different confirmations from it and whatnot. I will let Christina kind of share her process of going there, I guess, or feeling that we were supposed to move there.
Yeah, I guess while Charlie was in Kona, it kind of hit both of us that, like, wow, something's happening. Like, God is moving, God's going to be speaking to us, and it was more than just a visit. And we didn't talk that much while he was gone, just from time change and the schedules and whatnot. But while God was talking to him about moving, also the Lord has been stirring on my heart, kind of, Christina, like, what are your passions? What is something that you want to pursue? What is something that you want to, use to glorify me? And all I really know is that I got saved pretty much 3 years ago, and I went right into Island Breeze and using hula. But I know that God has put more inside of me. And we've kind of talked about, oh, we could go back to school. Maybe I can go into nursing. Maybe I could do something. But just, I mean, who knows in the future? It could happen. But right now, the time that it takes and the finances that it takes to go to nursing school is a lot. And so, but still me having a heart to pursue something with medicine, something that involves taking care of people and nurturing, and that's just one of the qualities that God has given me. And while he was gone, I was like, God, what is this? Are we moving? What are we doing? He's like, look up Kona. And so I looked it up, and I was looking at all the opportunities that are there. And something that really stood out to me was this new school that they're doing starting in January. It's not a new school, but they stopped doing it for a while, but it's called Introduction to Primary Healthcare. And the staff are doctors, trained nurses, people that use medical missions. And it's a 3-month training where you get equipped and you just learn the basics. And then for 2 months you go on outreach and you set up clinics in rural villages and reach people that don't have medical needs that are as simple as things that you wouldn't even think of here in America that would affect you that much. So once I saw that, it was just something in my heart. I was like, this is it. This is something that you need to pursue. This is something that God has put inside of you. And I just really felt like it was something that God wanted me to pursue. And so holding on to that and being like, yeah, I want to do this. Is something I could do, even practically and realistically. And so God was speaking to me that, and I kind of shared with him about it. And
yeah, that was kind of my confirmation, because it was a little bit more of a no-brainer for me, because it's like, well, I love CrossFit and into that right now, and they're using it to glorify the Lord. And I was like, well, that's a little easy for me to be on board with that. But my next season, I just had kind of told myself, was like, I wanted Christina to thrive wherever she was. So that was a big thing for me. Even visiting out there, it's like, is there something she could do? Is there a community? And they do have a great community, the Respect the Corners community, which is, it's a branch off of YWAM. It's a ministry connected with YWAM, but they in themselves have a great community, especially with the moms and stuff. And there's a lot of young families and whatnot.
Well, not even that. There's Island Breeze out there.
Yeah.
Still.
Yes, that too. Island Breeze. So we'll be connected with them.
I can help with and still use the gift of hula and dancing that God has given me, but just it'll look differently, obviously.
Yeah. But that was just kind of the confirmation of like, okay, this is a place Christina could thrive. So yeah, it's kind of a big scary step, because even though most people, they would say, like Hawaii, oh, you guys are going to Hawaii. For us, it's more like, oh, we're excited for it, but the location, not so much, just because we're pretty close to both of our families. So
we'll be stuck on an island.
Yeah, we'll be on an island, which means we can't even drive, to see them, even if it's a long drive. But we're excited. We know the Lord's going to do a lot through it. I'll talk a little bit about Respect the Corners. It's a ministry, a CrossFit ministry, like I had said. But their main focus, we kind of tried to start it in Kansas City, but that just because of how things played out and whatnot, and the different focuses of our base and personnel that we had, it just didn't sail as much as we thought it was going to. But they did. Kona's where it started. The Respect the Corners did. And their main goal is to train up and send out coaches. So that's where I'll be kind of sliding in, is I'll be helping train the coaches there, get them ready to be sent out. I'll be leading a lot of coaching development and whatnot, and leading classes and everything that has to do with that. Also training myself. But so that's kind of what I'll be doing. But their main focus is training coaches to send to the nations long term. So they've sent different coaches out to the nations who've started different gyms in Berlin, in a couple different places in the Middle East, and I think there's one other one. I don't know the exact locations. But yeah, so they're kind of committed to doing that long-term missionaries that could disciple through the gym and CrossFit, which is super exciting. I'm super excited to be a part of it. I'm super excited to learn myself, become a better coach, even in hopes that like God's going to continue to use it in the future, because we want to continue to be obedient in where he leads us, and we don't know exactly where he is going to lead us. we know we'll probably be there. Just like roughly, we haven't had any confirmation, anything, but we'll probably be there a couple years, just because it is quite a big transition to move our whole family out there. But we'll obviously go wherever the Lord calls us to go. And with that said, our next step, we're actually in the process of packing.
The practical side.
Yes, we're in the practical side of things, but we are actually moving to Kansas City. We're moving from Kansas City to Minnesota. Sorry, I was distracted by our bed against the wall back there. We're sleeping on a blow up right now. But yeah, we're moving from Kansas City back to Minnesota, and we'll be in Minnesota for 3 months. I'll be working with my dad and trying to gain a little bit of money. We're also going to be trying to spend some time raising support because it's a bit more expensive to live in Hawaii, and we'll have a family and stuff. But yeah, so we'll be kind of working on the practical things, getting our feet underneath us, setting up a game plan for when we do move there. Christina will be, I don't know, being a mom and whatever else that entails. But yeah, visiting with family, visiting with friends. We'd be excited to meet with a lot of you guys. But yeah, that's kind of our next step. We'll be there probably until sometime in June. And then in June, that's when we plan on moving to Kona. So kind of a quick transition. It came up on us pretty suddenly. But we felt ready to go. And there's definitely the Lord's grace through all of it. And we've seen His favor and everything that we have been going through so far. Yeah. So continue to pray for us. We continue to pray for all of you guys just in this next transition. If you have questions, you can email us, you can write us, whatever. Yeah, we're excited, and hopefully we can see you guys and meet up with some of you. Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
That's it.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Let them say bye to Sarah.
Say bye to your fans.
That's who they really want to see.
She's gonna be a hula baby.
Yeah, maybe. Or a Minnesota baby. All right.
Bye.
Bye.